no time.
Dude, the dust trails off of it. Did you see it?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was sick. Okay. We've got the MiG-29. You've seen us shake this down in some crazy winds and figure out how to set it up. There's things the book doesn't tell you about up elevator, and with the 4000 it was acting pretty nose heavy. But we all have come together and come up with the conclusion it's not necessarily nose heavy as much as the angle of attack is negative if the spring is too soft. We put a 1/4 inch, let me show you. This is not the maiden flight shakedown. This has got a 3200 6S in it all the way back. This is so easy to do. We did it at the field. You take this screw off. Are you zoomed in, Bobby?
Yep.
Take this screw off and you can pull the whole thing out. The geometry here is what holds the strut from coming out. And we put a 1/4 inch nylon spacer in there with the stock spring. And this baby is a lot stiffer now. So I have already flown it a bunch today and I wanted to fly it on the 3200 6S without doing anything to the strut. And it was cool, but it's still really light in the front. So I was like, it's time to stiffen that spring. So like I said, a 1/4 inch in the tube. It's easy, it's one screw. And I mean, the landings still look good as long as you come in really just right and hit on the mains. But if you come in hard at all, this gets pushed down. It probably still will a little bit, but this gets pushed down and then back up. Then I had to fly away a couple times. That's my fault, but let's take it up, man. Let's show you guys. This is the first flight with the 1/4 inch stiffer spring. We'll experiment with this until we get it what we think is right. All right. Okay. The only thing different is a 3200 6S and a 1/4 inch spring spacer. All right. Take off flaps, timer. Here we go. That was really nice. And so I didn't waste any time. I got into the pitch fairly early in the roll, but it wasn't coming up abrupt or anything. I tell you what, that's one of the nicer feeling takeoffs I've had. I think we all know the conclusion is going to be that spring needs a spacer, which is the easiest mod to make rather than sourcing another spring. Now, that was a pretty good one anyway. If I came in and clumped it in, the nose would still compress, but I think that's the only thing that's been missing. No gyro still, just like the other day. This comes in on a nice little crab that doesn't take much to correct. No pressure, no back pressure. It was light on its feet. You see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
That was cool. Dude, this field. So I think while I have the opportunity, let's tuck the gear real quick. I've got full flaps in, and I'm gonna show you guys some slow flight. Bunch of rudder. Sweet, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then there we go. Still got the flaps in. We'll lose the flaps. We'll do a rip here real quick. Full stick. Look how well behaved it is. Full flying stab, full stick, in a turn like that where you're bleeding off speed. Guys, this is a nice flying jet. And lighter is where it's at, if you ask me. Look at this 3200 in here.
Ripping it.
Ripping. $3,200 Smart 50C. Ripping. All right. Full flaps. Gear coming down. Haha. 3-minute timer going off. I gotta say, that was one of those kind of chunky ones. Not too bad, but Bobby, it used to really dig the nose in before.
Yeah, it looks like it absorbs it a little
Quarter
bit more.
inch in the cylinder tube, guys, for the spring, for the win.
I mean, before it was really bouncing you hard.
I mean, I flew out here on this pavement. I did some good ones that were really light on the nose, no trouble. And then I did some just like you saw, and they were trouble. Like that. I let that dead stick.
That's awesome.
Come on. Yes! I let that one dead stick, so that was nasty. And it still is well behaved. I love the fix on the nose strut.
Yeah, simple too.
That's the best one. Then sourcing another spring, a 1/4 inch of material in the same tube with the spring, and you're done. So this definitely lands better under power, which makes sense. Oh man, is that cool? Feather that rudder in last minute and get her dialed in.
All right, I'm in auto. Rolling.
What a good flight. What an interesting bird. Listen, we didn't make it. We're just showing you what we find while we're flying it. You can see it's a pretty flat AOA right now, you know, but I really like how it came off. I like how it came off with that 1/4 inch. This is my full rate elevator, and this is the flaps I've got going on. It's pretty steep, and I'll put a link in the description below to the aircraft and of course the 3200 50C 6S Smart battery. It's all the way back. This is stock compartment all the way back, 3200 6S. And Bobby, while I've got you, I'm just gonna remind him one more time how easy this mod is. Sorry. Everybody wants to see the gear go in the video. Let's do that real quick.
All right.
Still great, and I've been pounding this thing around. The screw on the front, one screw, is all you have to undo to pull the mechanism off. This collar and the knuckle are all one unit with the shaft. One screw, it pulls out. You can drop in your 1/4 inch chunk of whatever, or your other springs if you've got some. One screw puts it back together, 1/4 inch, and we feel a lot better about this jet. I'm not gonna mess with it. I don't think it needs any more. All right, you rolling?
Yep, we're rolling.
Okay, man, it's gonna change before I land. It's been like this all day. This is crazy. We're gonna keep it on the ground as long as we can because I think it's cool when it takes off like on its own or super scale or super minimal. And since we got like 700 feet, we don't usually have that. I'm gonna use it.
Better hurry, it's gonna change again.
Right? Look at that, just light on its feet. That was cool. I'm giving it a rip. Full flap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty low. And on the touch and go tip, I definitely have the pressure in because I don't have the run up. Stiffening the nose strut is like a good idea. Look how nice and slow it'll go though. Dirty, full flaps. Settles in nice, as they say. And then the crab is crazy, but the correction's nice and smooth.
Beautiful.
Nice one. Dig it with the elevator for a little wheelbarrow braking action. Guys, I'm not going to touch the flaps. I'm going to taxi back, let you see them. This thing is a good time. It really is. I mean, as long as you know what you're getting into and you're willing to play with it, I think. I mean, out of the box it's fine too, but you're going to wish you had light batteries or really sorted out. Look at the flaps, that's it. All right guys, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up if you're cool. Give it a thumbs down if you're not. We appreciate it all. So thanks for watching. Bobby K, good job. Let's fly something else.
Let's do it.
All right.